Members, over the last year, we were faced with numerous challenges, from the federal government that tried to coerce us to expand Obamacare to unbridled judicial activism. Though the challenges we face change over time, our commitment to the core principles we stand on to navigate complex problems should not. The Medicaid expansion debate was one of the most difficult and tenacious that any of us have been a part of, or maybe ever be a part of. I was struck by how firmly held the views were on this issue, whether you were for it or against it, and how everyone in this chamber had a strong opinion informed by the principles that motivate each and every one of us. Members, as you know, my family has been deeply rooted in this great state, both figuratively and literally, for over 150 years. I was deeply moved by the gift that you presented to me when I became your speaker, a gavel made from the very orange wood of one of my family's original groves. Those trees still stand strong today and have been there since well before I was born. And some, even today, remain upright sentinels of that land. They survive and they thrive despite harsh conditions, whether flood, freeze, hurricane, or what we're challenged with today, disease. Throughout history, members, trees and their roots have been used to describe human behavior time and time again. In fact, we can go back to biblical times and look at Psalm 1, where it speaks of the difference between deep-rooted trees and chaff that is carried in the whims of the wind. Members, I am proud of the way that you stood firm on your principles throughout the first half of our term. Whether you were here for or against the cornerstone issues that have come before this House, you followed your beliefs and conducted yourselves professionally and cordially with dignity and respect towards one another and this institution. Members, it reminds me of those very trees. And so, as a token of my appreciation and a reminder to finish strong, I have a gift for each of you. It is sitting on your desk. It is a pen made from that very same orange wood that made that gavel for my family's grove. If you'll notice, each and every one of them is different in its own way. Different grain, different makeup, just like each and every one of us in this chamber. May it be a daily reminder that on matters of principle, we stand firm. We should be proud of this House for leading and standing on principle. That is what we are elected to do. That is what we said we would do. That is what we have done. And that is what we will continue to do. Yet, we must not confuse our principles with our preferences. For if we simply insist on an our way or a highway approach, we will fail the people of this great state. Our challenge is to sort out the differences, to put away pride, and to find real solutions. And so, on matters of preference, we will work together, just like we did last year when we passed an over $400 million tax cut package, just like we did last year when we balanced a budget and provided for record education funding, just like we did last year when we reduced testing in our schools around the state, just like we did last year when we passed local pension reform and we empowered Florida families and strengthened them by promoting adoptions